While the sanctions and their effects have imposed considerable pain and hardship on many Iranians, we saw no evidence that the economy was on the verge of collapse. The bazaars were filled with goods and people were shopping.
It is serious, but as we said, it hasn't really brought Iran to the knee.
Sayed Fateh and his son Abdullah are part of the business class that President Rouhani is trying to empower by privatizing state-owned industry, increasing competition, and opening up Iran to the world. They say the sanctions have done enough harm to get Iran to the bargaining table, but not enough to force the Iranians into a final deal they don't want to make.
Do you think that Iran is willing to make concessions on its nuclear program?
It depends on the concessions, doesn't it? To stop it totally, I doubt it. But to reach some middle grounds, most probably.
The Fatehs gave up a comfortable expatriate lifestyle in the States more than a decade ago to return here and become pioneers in the Iranian internet. Their company, Pars Online, is now one of the country's largest service providers, but not as large as they would like it to be.
How do you run an internet company and build an internet company when there are sanctions in place?
Everything is possible, but it's just a bit more expensive and a bit longer to bring everything.
You can get practically anything you want.
I'm expecting that the new Google Glass product that's coming out, hopefully, probably within the next month or two, you'll be able to find it in Iran.
In northern Tehran, we found shopping malls that would not be out of place on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. They cater to the country's elite, many who made their fortunes through close ties to the government and even the clergy. We saw French perfume, designer clothes, and brand names like GoPro, Samsung, and Apple. Not far away was a showroom for BMWs and Porsches.
And how does it get here?
Well, I'm sure they have ways to get things in through various borders, I presume.
It was clear Sayed had no interest in discussing the details, and when we asked him about internal opposition to the negotiations with the U.S., his son Abdullah suggested in Farsi that his father not respond.
I mean, there are people in this country and people outside the country who really don't want to see this happen.
Well, no, why not? You do see some newspaper articles or talks, but whether or not that's a reality or not is a different issue.
I'm Scott Pelley. We'll be back next week with another edition of 60 Minutes. Tomorrow, be sure to watch CBS This Morning, and I'll see you on the CBS Evening News.